Hi everyone. So yet again, there was a desire to talk about something else, and what has been coming up in inquiries over the next past 24 hours or so is what it is that I'm going to focus on, and whatever it is that I want to share about the March 5th date that I wanted to share last time, and this time I'm just going to wait until the energy feels right, maybe in a couple of days' time, but we'll see how things feel. The topic for today's video, Astro Tid-Bit, is really that the slowdown is real, and the best laid of plans are now starting to go awry. Mercury's slowdown is here, and it is being felt, at least based on the inquiries I'm getting. First and foremost, the idea of the slowdown. In order to get things done, I will maintain that if you want to be productive now over the next 48 hours or so, you still can, but it's going to become harder and harder. You're going to be fighting your body, you're going to be fighting your energy, you're going to be fighting the universe to some extent with regard to really being someone who is executing quickly. So this is for two reasons. Mercury slowing down until it goes retrograde on March the 5th, and then March the 6th is in the new moon. So we're in the last phase of, the moon diminishing. And as you get closer and closer to March the 6th, especially the last 48 hours of March the 6th, before March the 6th, the energy is really going to become quite flat, quite dead, and quite depressed. So it's already here. It's already starting with regard to just maybe it's best just to take the break when you feel that you need to take the break. When Mercury starts to slow down, I just wrote to someone today, it's in some ways, it's the best time to practice non-resistance. So if you have plans that have been made, particularly travel plans or communication plans or sending emails out, transacting of any kind, communicating of any kind, then as Mercury starts to slow down, it's as if two things happen. Number one, the rate of execution slows down. And number two, you really have no choice but to surrender to whimsy. Flights being delayed. You think things are going to move forward in a certain way, and they just are not. And the best thing to do on a certain level, because you can't fight it beyond a certain point, is to surrender to the slowdown, which is difficult to do given the way life is structured. So I would say surrender to the slowdown. It's happening for a number of reasons over the next 5 days. It will just take you longer to get things done. It'll take you longer to motivate and to be active. It will be harder to fight your body's desire to rest. And where you can indulge it, I would. It's really hard, but I would, especially as you head towards March the 6th. And then as far as your best laid plans are concerned, really now as you head towards March the 5th, and for 3-4 days after that, as you head to, all of next week, be prepared for, a lot of wheel spinning. A lot of wheel spinning. Having conversations that don't go anywhere, customer service, just technology snafus, taxis, public transportation, your own vehicles, traffic jam, a lot of, if you're the one who wants to spin their wheels and get somewhere, just be prepared that those wheels are going to spin, and you're going to get there when you're going to get there. Mercury retrograde has this quality of, when I see people who have Mercury retrograde in their birth charts, they are known for being more deliberate and kind of having their own sense of time, often being late, but more than that, kind of just operating on their own sense of time. It doesn't matter if they've committed to doing something at 10 o'clock. If it doesn't kind of intrinsically feel right to them to be there till 10:25 or 10:27, they'll get there when they get there. Their own sense of time is very warped. Everything kind of happens in its own time. There's not much room for a lot of push. And so to tap into this energy, I would say smell the roses where you can. If you're off to Moscow and you end up in Abu Dhabi, take your time to enjoy what you can. Read a book, do what you can to kind of take that time to rest and to slow down your transactions. So to just wrap up and summarize, if you're starting to feel the energy this way, you're not wrong. The moon is diminishing to the time just before a new moon. That automatically creates a slowdown. Great time to wrap things up, but hard to motivate to get things done. energetically depressed, emotionally depressed, and kind of flat. The body is tired. It wants to close out the last 28 days and rest and recuperate, because when the new moon happens on March the 6th, energy will come in again, both externally and internally, to start to get things done. So the body automatically knows that it needs to shed, it needs to purge. And so the more you can help with that, the better it will be. It just means that it's harder to motivate to be extremely productive. The other thing that is now starting to affect our productivity, and is in fact slowing us down and just is forcing us to take, I said in my Astro Tid-Bit 2 days ago, 3 times a charm, 3 times as long to get anything done, 3 times as long to get up, 3 times as long to get to the computer, 3 times as long to type an email, kind of just slowing everything down. You know, as Mercury starts to slow down so that it goes retrograde on March the 5th, that is also symptomatic of this challenge with regard to being productive. And then finally, the Mercury slowdown also means that anything to do with commuting and communication and transactions is going to go awry. You think you're supposed to be doing something in a certain way, and something's supposed to happen a certain way, and your day is supposed to go a certain way, and it's not going to. Other people will slow down. Other people's energy will affect your ability to do things if you're dependent on them. And then, you know, Mercury, the planet that facilitates all this, is getting ready to take a nap, or getting ready to reverse. So the best laid of plans now are not going to go according to plan, and it's out of your control. So be prepared to surrender to the rhythm when and where you can, or else you will pay the price, and that price will be frustration and a loss of composure and a loss of temper. Anyway, I'm going to do at least one more video, hopefully on the March 5th date that I'm dying to do, and then after the new moon on March the 6th, I'll do the new moon video. So until then, try to have a restful time and try to restore. Take care.